Let's go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever in the world you are. Welcome to the Free Thinker Army. Welcome to Free Thinker Live. Welcome to the Matt Kim podcast. I have the most exciting guest. Dude, can I tell you how excited I am for today's guest? Because the tagline of his Instagram is your favorite influencer's least favorite influencer. You do not want to end up on Goob's page. John Dorsey Goob is... Our producer Will was telling me about him one day. He's like, yo, you gotta check this guy out. He's so funny, so hilarious. And I went to Goob's page and I started scrolling and I started watching one video and I watched another video and watched another video. It was like maybe 20 videos in a row. I was like, I love this guy. I love everything about him because he keeps people honest in a world that we live in right now where everything is made up, everything is fake, everything is manufactured, everything is no longer genuine. He is forcing people to be themselves, be their true self, and in the process, make themselves better. So I want to introduce and bring in Goob into the show today. John Dorsey, Goob, welcome to the show, bro.
Thank you so much for having me.
And if you guys don't know, every single video, it starts with, welcome to the show.
I stole that shit from Steve Harvey.
Did you?
I'd been doing videos and my brother called me and he's like, you need a sick tagline or something. Like when Steve Harvey says, we got another good one for you. And I was like, what the fuck am I going to say? I was like, all right, welcome to the show. And I said it like 3 or 4 times and then people started commenting it. Like, all right, well, we're here. We're here.
I went back into your older videos and the welcome to the show has evolved.
Yeah.
It used to be welcome to the show.
Oh,
and then, now we have welcome to the show. And now you do like this, like whiplash neck.
People get off on that shit.
I love it.
The crazier I am with the welcome to the show, they're like, this guy's fucked.
Dude, it's so awesome because as soon as you say it, I'm like, oh, who are we going to get this time?
Yeah. Well, okay, there will be somber welcome to the shows. If it's like a pedophile we're cooking, like I'm not going to make a joke about it. It's like,
not.
welcome to the show, bitch, you know, that type of stuff. But if it's some Photoshop shit, like I'm having a bunch of fun.
So if you guys are not familiar with John's stuff, hey, Will, can we just pull up one clip just so we have a reference to start? So we have an idea of what we're dealing with, and then we can kind of move on from there. I think some people may not be overly familiar.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think I've done it. I think I found the biggest bullshitter to ever be on Instagram. Mr. Thank You. Welcome to the show. This is Mr. Thank You.
He got the
33 million followers. Creator, singer, entrepreneur, philanthropist. He posts a video nearly every day, and it kind of goes like this. Generally, the gist is him showing himself, giving away money to his followers, and following it up with, do you follow me on Instagram? And he has tons of these videos where he's driving around, random people recognize him, he gives them money, and it's because they're following him on Instagram.
Wow, thank you.
Yeah, it's 10,000. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Bye bye. Thank you for following me. Thank you.
Okay, but there is one problem. It's all fake. This $10,000 he's handing her, there's a reason the strap is over here on the right side of the bill. This is fake money. It says, for motion picture purposes. This isn't real money. Here's the money from the Dart video. He has a real $100 bill here, and then this is more prop money. It says, for motion picture purposes. His entire shtick to gain followers is pretending like he gives away money to people that follow him. But all of it is prop money. He buys his followers too. Hundreds of thousands of people follow you every single day, bro. You're outpacing Taylor Swift, Shaquille O'Neal, and Tom fucking Brady. Or you're full of shit. Ladies and gentlemen, I think I've done it. I think I found the biggest bullshitter to ever be on.
How do you even know who to go after? How do you even know what to find? And how much digging do you really do in order to get these?
So it's to a point now, because I've been doing it for like 2 years, where people just, they tee it up to me. They're like with this guy, some guy sent me like, man, this doesn't make any sense. Like he's just driving around with like $8 million in his car. I'm like, can you figure it out?
I'm so glad you did this one because like I've seen this guy on
you know about
the
him?
Explore page, right?
Yeah.
and I see like 20 or 30 of my friends follow him. I'm like, how are you guys so stupid?
I make it to 10 grand.
Like, you know, of course he has like only beautiful women in his videos.
Yeah.
And like they can't act for shit.
Yeah.
It's obvious.
There's just random dimes walking down the street. You know, they all stole the model from Mr. Beast, though. That's his thing. Is like giving, but he like actually, you know, forks over the money.
Yeah.
And has a real business and industry and all that. And this guy's just a piece of shit.
So how much time does it take to even break these guys apart and figure out what's going on?
This one, like 2 seconds. I just recorded the video, slowed it down, zoomed in. I was like, all right. I already knew what to look for because I'm like, yeah, this is probably some fucky shit, like some prop money or something. And that sat in my inbox, in my archives for like months. I forgot about them. That happens all the time too. Like I'll forget about somebody that I was supposed to do, and then I'll have to like do it. I was at an event a couple months ago, and I see this girl that in my mind, I did a video on her. I'm like, I cooked this girl. And she sees me and she waves.
You forgot to post it.
And I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, you're not going to wave. And I get home and I look at my drafts and I was like, oh my God, I didn't fucking do it. So I'm still at the event and I posted.
While she was there?
I saw her the next day. She didn't wave. She didn't wave. It was sad.
All right, then let's start at the top. Why? Why do you do this? Because I feel like it's necessary. I enjoy it. I think it's great because you're keeping people honest. And especially when you edit in Photoshop, especially when fitness influencers Photoshop and edit their pictures, it's giving an unrealistic expectation for what people can achieve.
Yeah.
And it's contributing to kind of the negative self-image that especially younger kids have about themselves. So I think it's great. But like, why'd you even start doing this?
So my why is a couple things. What you just mentioned was something I never even thought about. But my original why was, one, the truth shouldn't be able to hurt you. If I can say it and it hurts you and it's your truth, then you should probably fucking change it. And two, I've been a coach and in the bodybuilding world for the last decade. I made all my money coaching bodybuilders for the last 8-9 years. So to me, to see fraudulent shit happening in my industry kind of made me mad. It's coaches that were editing their photos and selling themselves as the product, and it's not true. And any other industry, you got lawyers, doctors, that type of stuff, it's heavily regulated. But the fitness industry is the wild fucking west. There's absolutely nobody. And so I was like, all right, I guess I'll try to become that somebody. And I think people edit their photos a lot less because I crack that shit up all the time. But what you mentioned, body image of like younger kids, I had no fucking idea that was where this would end up, the amount of messages that I would get. Like, I was just doing it to rip on people that I knew were fake because, like, fuck you, stop doing that. But the number of messages the first month or two that I started doing this that I would get from dads that were like, hey, I show my daughters your videos because they compare themselves to this Kardashian or that person or this famous fitness influencer, and they don't understand that she doesn't even look like that. And it just blew me away because it was one of those like positive things that came out of it that I literally never considered.
I mean, that's a huge problem, right? Is that people have these unreal expectations based on what they see on the internet. They think that's real life. They think that's how people live their life. People think they're so flashy and, you know, these women are so beautiful and their waists are this small, but their asses are this big. And then they look at themselves like, wait a second, like I'm working hard. I'm trying to figure it out. I can't seem to get there. They start feeling bad about themselves. And you just break it down. And you're like, no.
Well, then the girl sells them the solution too.
Yeah.
They're like, you don't look like me. Oh, I don't even look like me, but don't worry about that. You don't look like me, but I have a program for $89.99. And they sell that shit like hotcakes. And then I do a video on them, and I'm sure they still sell. But there's, 3 days of discomfort that they have to endure.
Like, what's the pushback like when you goob somebody? Is that what they call it? Maybe someone knows better. What do you call it?
I think if you Google goobing, it's probably something different's going to come up. I wouldn't do that.
Oh, Will.
We'll do it. Rip it.
Go into Brave, go into private mode, and look at what it says to goob somebody. I'm just curious to know what a goob means.
I know exactly what's about to come up.
Do you?
I've done it. I've Googled it before.
Yeah, okay. Let's tread carefully before we put it on the screen.
Oh no,
he's looking right now.
Can you lose monetization on Rumble?
I don't know. We're about to find out. We're about to find out if Goob is a thing.
I think it's like a circle jerk. I think that's what goobing means.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, which it makes me laugh when they say you got goobed. I'm like,
Well, it kind of makes it because the Goob army is crazy.
I'm afraid of my following. I'm legitimately at their mercy. I'm afraid of them. They're terrifying.
The Goob army is so vicious.
You ever look at the comments like 5 minutes after I post a video?
It is everyone just
disgusting.
tearing the person apart.
Disgusting.
And they're so good at what they do.
Yeah. Well, what
Everyone
happens is
puts their page on private.
I will do a video and then they go and these people are like, they're like termites, bro. Like they just dig through that whole fucking profile and they find other shit and they send it to me. Like my second follow-up stories are normally just from the mass of people that crawled through that shit and they all saw something and they just send it to me. They're like, hey, by the way, did you see this? Or somebody will know the person and they'll be like, hey, in high school, they shit their pants or like some crazy shit like that that I would have never found out on my own that they just happened to know.
Yeah.
Like I just did a video on Steffi Cohen and it's like you get an update.
Yeah.
And you have more shit and you just wait and she says something and then you're like, oh, by the way, part 2.
I got a definition on Goob smack.
Okay, what is it, the Goob smack?
A Goob smack is when you get smacked in the face with a penis whilst passed out. No way.
So anyone follows this page and is in Goob's comment section, I think you got to add it in.
Goob
you just got Goob smacked.
Cuss words and kindness. Yes, this is live, and yes, you can ask questions
Sure.
if you want to, but we'll give you a moment to think about that. Yeah.
So you've had the opportunity to meet people you've Goob smacked.
I've met a ton of people I've done videos on at X. I go to every event, every expo. I always post where I'm at. I get that if I do a Q&A, like 90% of the questions are, do you leave the house? Do you go to fitness events? Can you go to gyms? Like, yes, I go to all of them. I go to every fucking event. I had a booth at the Arnold. I go to the Olympia. I might have a booth at the Olympia this year. I post my booth number. I go do meet and greets. Like, I don't give a fuck.
Do you get a lot of hate?
No. One guy came up to me once and he was it's a common joke now where people come up to me and they like say hi, but they pretend like I did a video on them. And the sad part is I've done too many fucking videos at this point. There's like 1,800 of these things out there. I don't remember everybody, right? Yeah. Like if it was a year ago or even like 6 months ago, unless it was a prominent video and you're like a fucking pedophile, like I probably don't really remember it. And so people will come up and they're like, hey, you called me out. And I go, ha, ha, you know. This guy was fucking serious.
Yeah.
He's like, you called me out. I'm like, ah. He's like, I lost my job. And I was like, well, if you're serious, then you probably did it. Like, I don't think you would lose your job if I was just talking shit. And he said, do you know who I am? And I said, no, not really. And he was so upset. Like, you could tell he had shower mirrored this shit for the last couple months, knowing that I'd be at this show, and then finally got the opportunity to meet me. And I was like, I don't even know who the fuck you are. Like, what are you talking about, bro?
He was gonna let you have it. He was gonna set the record straight.
Yeah. And I was like, I don't remember. Like, I don't know, bro. Like, you lost your job. It sounds like your fucking problem.
And he got Goob smacked again.
Oh, it was terrible. And he picked up his lunchbox and just walked away. I was like, all right, buddy. Well, I guess I'll see you later. And then, I mean, sometimes, like, I've had a couple people ask to take pictures, which is kind of funny. Like, they see me in an expo and they're like, you did a video on me. Can we take a picture? Sure, I guess.
How often do people that you go after or expose? I don't know if the right word is go after. If you expose, how often do they kind of go back and revert back to what they were doing, and versus do they change?
I'd say most of them just stop it. And then you have like the ones that are super crazy and fucking wild and they just keep doing it anyway. It also depends on like how far the video went and like what that interaction was. If it's somebody that I've done like 4 videos on, like they're never changing.
Yeah.
They're absolutely never changing. But usually if it's just one, like they'll figure it out. I do revisit though, because it's always fun to go and see what they're doing 4 weeks from now. So I usually set an alarm and then 4 weeks later go check, see what they're up to. I got a guy named Chris Cavallini. He owns a company called Nutrition Solutions, and they sell meal plans and they sell pre-made meals. they have all these clients, whatever, very successful business. And they were doing this shit where on the before photo, they would stretch the belly out. And then on the after photo, they would stretch the belly in. So these people were like getting both ends of the spectrum. Like they were making the before photos worse and the after photos way better. And I called it out because it was like all of them. Like all these were company posted photos that went through like multiple people to fucking post on a social media to sell your shit. And I called him out like, hey, what the fuck is this? It was Thanksgiving too that I called him out, which is like demon time, Thanksgiving. And he gets on, he's like, oh, accountability. Like I didn't post these photos, but like my team did, and I'm the guy in charge, and I shouldn't have let it happen. Blah, 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 blah. Like this big fucking word salad of like, I'm sorry, and I'm the man taking accountability. I was like, all right, cool. It's fine. Set the timer. 4 weeks later, it was like basically Christmas. This fucker posts another cooked ass photo. So I do him again. And instead of being Mr. Accountability this time, he wanted to fight me.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll fly you out. I want to fight you. I'll give you 10 grand. And I was like, buddy, just send the $10,000 to charity. Send me a video of you benching 315 and I'll fucking be there. And he replies, you got the best of me. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? But he stopped. So I guess all it took was 2 videos. I don't know, man.
Hey, Will, why don't you pull another one up real quick? Something with a line in the background, because I can't look at a girl's picture anymore without analyzing the background.
This girl's a fucking legend. Yo, I feel bad for her because this video sat at like 300,000 views until like 2 days ago. And then it's like at almost 3 million or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, that happens sometimes where the shit won't like go anywhere. And I'm like, all right, whatever. And then she DM'd me. She's like, oh, okay, you're right. I shouldn't do this shit. And then
it just went
This
viral.
one's been a long time coming. Jaden BBBB. Welcome to the show. This is Jaden. She's got 45,000 followers. And if I had $1 for every time you guys sent me her profile asking me to expose her, well, I'd have probably about $45,000. Truth is, I've been watching this profile for months. This was I tracked it when it hit 10,000 in April. And my plan was wait until she hits 100K and then do the video. But something happened today. Jaden left a comment on one of my videos. She was talking about some guy that I called out and said that he was bullying her and talking shit about her. She moved it to the DMs. I said, what was he accusing you of? She said, a BBL and editing. And I said, do you edit your stuff? Jaden, this was the time to say yes. She said, the only time I edit my photos is when I do photo shoots and I edit my under eye bags. That's crazy because you snatched your waist here. Red line on the door. Should see some door here. We don't because you pulled your waist in. Here's another one. This white line should be straight. But again, you pulled your waist in, so it's not. I mean, every photo you post, you make your ass rounder and your waist smaller. And I'm personally insulted that you thought that you could get in my inbox, tell me the story, and you thought I would somehow believe you. I don't mean to brag, but I am the fucking guy when it comes to calling out people that edit their photos. You thought you would just take a little soiree into the lion's den and everything would be fine. It ain't gonna be fine, Jaden. Quit your bullshit. God. This one's been a long...
I can't watch a video. I can't see a picture of a girl any longer without analyzing the buildings and the lines behind her.
dude,
It's like this thing that you've burned and etched into my mind.
now you know what I look through the world as. I can't not see this shit, bro.
And before he's like, oh yeah, oh she's hot. Like she shows up on my Instagram. Okay, hot. Because like everyone's hot and they just feed it to you.
I've always seen, I don't know, like I've just always seen that shit and it's always been so obvious. And I'm like, does everybody else see this shit? And I guess the answer was no, but now I think a lot of people do because they kind of know what to look for. It's like, I don't know, pinch and zoom a little bit. You're like, damn, fake as hell.
Because I've had the opportunity or unfortunate opportunity or whatever you want to call it to run into a lot of Instagram girls in my life. They never look like the pictures. Never.
Bro, it's
never. I'm like, what
actually
the
a
fuck?
crime.
I
It's
actually
criminal.
don't want to meet anybody.
Yeah.
It's so disappointing.
Super criminal. But then it's weird, like when you meet a girl that looks like, or even like bodybuilders are guilty of this, where they'll make themselves look way bigger. And if you meet somebody in real life that actually, you're like, wow, like it's astonishing. People have said that they look like they look online, and like that's how it should be. Probably you should probably look exactly like you look online when you meet somebody in person. Like it's a little weird if not.
But they say that as a compliment.
Yeah. Like you've exceeded the expectations. You looked like you were supposed to look. Like what the fuck? Why is that? Why is that the standard?
Why do you think that is? Why are fitness influencers? I mean, the obvious is that they want to make money, they want to make themselves look good. But why do you think they are so concerned and to edit their photos when they're getting called out left and right now? People know this.
I think it's this like weird arms race of like, if you have a gun, I want a gun type of thing, where she's doing it, so I have to do it to compete, and then they're all doing it, and then you all look fucking stupid. And so I've sort of like disrupted that, where you will look even more stupid if you do it than trying to compete with the girl or the guy that's doing it. You might as well just fucking stop. There are so many people that I know for a fact have just stopped. I had a clemency day where I was like, hey guys, I have a ton of fucking photos bookmarked of all you assholes out there. You have until this weekend to delete them. I'm gonna go check and see on some of the ones and see if they're gone or not. And a lot. I guarantee you on that day, a lot of photos were deleted from Instagram.
Do you ever give people a heads up?
Sometimes. I mean, if I do it, it's usually not out of the goodness of my heart, but it's like to torment somebody. Like if it's a really bad video. So there was this girl named Lydia Knoll who faked having cancer.
What?
She faked having cancer to get sponsorships and like brand opportunities and brand deals and shit. And this brand reaches out and they're like, hey man, like you're the guy. We have some suspicions. We're going to send you what we have. Can you just figure it out? And so I like dug into it, found this bitch's family tree, like contacted everybody she ever fucking thought about knowing, collected all the info. Her family ratted her out. They're like, she don't have cancer. You know, they just fucking go ham. Because I contacted them. I was like, hey, I'm doing this crazy story about bodybuilders that persevered through cancer. I'm so proud of your sister for surviving cancer. And they're like, what the fuck is that? Like, no. And so I put this whole video together, but I didn't have like the factor of like her saying it herself. And so I record the video and it's like 1:10. I left 20 seconds at the end. And I DM her and I was like, hey, Lydia, your spot's fucking blown up. I'm posting this within a week. And I just sent her the video. She watches it. And I always like archive their profiles and I'll have like screenshots of like everything. After she watches it, she goes to her profile and she starts deleting all the shit about cancer. Yeah. She goes to every caption, starts deleting cancer. She had a video where she like shaved her head and she's like crying, which is all bullshit because she does not have cancer. Yeah. Deletes that.
And she really shaved her head.
Yes. Oh my multiple times. And so I was able to then edit the end of the video again and add another 20 seconds on where I explain that what I just did. Like I sent her the video and then she started stripping her profile of cancer shit. And yeah, she made an OnlyFans after that. I'm not even kidding.
Really?
Yeah, she really made an OnlyFans.
The OnlyFans cancer survivor.
Yeah, I don't think it hit that hard though. So yeah, she's a piece of shit. Fuck you, Lydia Knoll. Wow, that was terrible.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty wild. You know, the people that how can you even think that you're gonna pretend to have cancer?
It was, she got away with it for like 5 fucking years.
5 years?
5 years.
She pretended to have cancer for 5 years.
Yeah, got away with it too. She was getting flown places. Like this brand had her at their house for Thanksgiving dinner, which is where they thought like something's a little weird.
Yeah,
because leading up to it, no, even worse. Leading up to it, and this girl has like some sort of stage 4 spinal whatever. She has like this big thing typed out from a doctor that she showed them for whatever. And if you read it and just like do a little bit Googling, like she's talking about like parts of the body that don't exist. Like, she's like L5, L6, like L14, like just weird shit that like doesn't make any sense and add up. But then if you Google the physician that this email is from, it's a Gmail account. Like I just Googled the guy and he's like a real doctor. Yeah. And I called the doctor's office and I was like, hey, I want to make an appointment with blah, blah, blah. Like, he doesn't work here. It's like, oh, no, he's my doctor. Like when did he quit? I'm like, 8 years ago. I'm like, all right. Like, this is getting interesting. And she had said like 3 days before this Thanksgiving trip, and this is when they started to ask all these questions, that she had suffered from 2 collapsed lungs. And she sends them this picture of her like with 3 incisions in her side at home. She's not in the hospital. No wristband, no nothing. She's just at her home. 3 incisions in her side. Says, I had 2 collapsed lungs. I don't know if I'm going to make it for Thanksgiving. And they're like, okay, that's fine. Like, Stay home. Like, we'll cancel your ticket. She's like, no. I'm going to try to power through. This bitch gets on the plane 3 days later. 2 collapsed lungs, she says she has. Gets on the plane 3 days later, shows up. She wants to go to the gym. They go to hit leg day, and she PRs a squat. And they're like, this doesn't make any fucking sense. And she's like, oh my God, like the power of love, like all this crazy shit. And they're like, no, that doesn't make any fucking sense. What is fucking going on? That's when they reach out to me. And then they send me like all this shit, right? I'm looking at the photo that she sent, and I'm like, all right, well, collapsed lung, like, is there like a medical journal that shows what this shit's supposed to look like? And I didn't know this, but I do know this now. There's like very specific incision sizes for like, there's 3 spots that they would like put tubes or whatever the fuck it is in. 2 of them are very small. One is a larger one. This bitch has like 3 giant slashes on her side. And one of them is like crooked to where if you were doing it to yourself like this and you reached over, you like might fuck it up there. And I sent this to them and I was like, do you guys think that she did this to herself? And they go, well, she did ask us to clean her wounds when she was here, and it looked a little sketchy, like it was very surface level. And I was like, were there any stitches? They're like, no. So yeah, this crazy person just cut herself.
She cut herself
to sell the story.
In like this weird clicks and views economy that we live in, people will literally do anything.
Yeah.
To be famous, to make money, to whatever else.
Do you know what the end all be all for her was? How much money? It was like $1,500 a month.
Really?
Yeah, it was like, go get a fucking job, you loser.
$1,500 a month she's cutting herself.
McDonald's wage. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Jesus.
You did a piece on a podcaster. It's pinned to your profile. Sean Mike Kelly.
Oh, Sean Kelly.
And I only know Sean Mike Kelly because I think it was summer, right? Well, I think summertime, the first video I had to go like super viral. He reached out and he said, oh, you should come to LA or you should come to Vegas. I got this podcast. I do 5 million views a month or 5 billion views a month or whatever the fuck it was.
5 bazillion.
5 gajillion views a month. And I didn't know anything then. I was barely in the podcast world. I had no idea. I was like, oh, wow, this is a huge podcast. I should do this. I should go out there. Right? And for some reason, I started looking around. And it just smelled funny.
Well,
you know what I mean?
You're not an idiot. You know, that adds up.
Well, and then I think a few months later, I think maybe in the last couple months, he was like, hey, if you ever make it to LA or Vegas, why don't you come by? I'd love to have you on the show. And I'm like, bro. I was like, Will, maybe we should do this one. That's a big show. And we're like, oh,
Will, what did you say about this when he asked?
I had no idea who he was. But, he said wait. Billions of views.
For the viewers, can you pull up as of right now how many followers Sean Mike Kelly has? Now these 2 gentlemen didn't know who the fuck this guy was. I want to say Shaq has like 40 million followers right now? Maybe something like that. Let's see. Ludacris has like 8. I think I just checked today. Sean Mike Kelly has 11.3 million followers. All right. And neither of these guys knew who he was. And why is that?
Apparently, it's all fake.
Because bullshit.
Because I read into your page and you broke down Sean Mike Kelly. And I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of the influencer world, though, isn't it?
It's so sad. It's like, there's a website, it's called socialblade.com. For like $11 a month. You can look at anybody's shit and figure out. It just shows you like how many on particular days. And if you're anybody with a brain, you can put it up to like, all right, well, did they have any content that went particularly viral on this day? Or did they even post on this day? And you look at this fucking guy just decided one day, and I can't remember. We'd have to watch the video. It was like 2021 or something. He just decided, I'm a fucking influencer. I have 1 million followers. Like, you can go and bot that shit. And Instagram, for whatever reason, does nothing to fix it. Are we going to watch the video?
Let's watch the video. Because,
yeah, fuck this guy. Let's watch the video.
Because I almost went here. And I know people
Do you know
that have been
how
there.
many people? Oh, but before we play the video, well, I guess play the video because it explains. But yeah, roll it.
Welcome to the show. So today we welcome Sean Mike Kelly. He owns a podcast called Digital Social Hour, 11.2 million followers. Wow. Now, I'm a guy who likes reality. I see things for what they are, and I just kind of tell the truth. So, Sean, if you're watching this is the hard and painful truth, and you did all this to yourself. Sean's got quite the racket going. He has a podcast. He invites guests on the podcast by reaching out to them via DM. Something like this. Hey, we're the #1 marketing podcast in the US. We want to invite you on the show. Quick aside there, you're not #1. You're in the fucking 90s usually. But when their guest accepts, they send them this questionnaire. Very normal questions in the questionnaire. What's your name? What's your email address? But at the bottom, if you're selected, there's a non-refundable $6,000 appearance fee that you have to pay to Sean to be on his show. Okay, sweet. So you paid him the $6,000, you traveled out to him, you filmed this podcast with 350,000 views. One problem. There's no comments and 350,000 people saw it? Here's another one with 350-some thousand. Let's see the comments there. They're all fake bot comments from Indian accounts? But wait, his podcast is topping the charts. Let's look at the reviews. All of these reviews are from spam accounts. Look at the names. All of them. Look at the names. Nearly 1,000 reviews with bullshit names like this. If you look up his Social Blade, he was buying nearly 1 million followers a week for like 10 weeks in a row. And that's why there's no real comments or reviews.
I saw it and I was like, I can't believe this is a thing.
I have him pinned to the top because you asked before, you were like, do people stop? This motherfucker doesn't stop.
No, he's still doing it.
He ignored it, blocked me, act like it never happened, and he still books people. And it's, you know who he's fucking robbing? He'll find some guy that's like 58, a dentist, realizes that social media may be a great way for him to promote his business, gets on there, and he's like, oh, well, this Sean Kelly guy, oh, well, all I got to do is pay $6,000 and I'll get exposed to all these people. That's really good. But that 58-year-old dentist knows dentist, doesn't know fucking social media and these fake losers like Sean fucking Kelly that'll just rob you for everything you got. Pays his $6,000 because to him, he's got money. It's just $6,000. Flies out to Vegas, does this fucking losers podcast, and then nothing comes of it. And you have to, like, at that point, they probably realized they got. But how many people? I mean, he's probably booking multiple people a month.
Yeah, I mean, and there's something about that social validation, right? Is that you see big numbers, and I guess the premise for him at least is if I have big numbers and people come on, eventually those people that watch him will follow me, and then slowly I'll grow. And maybe that's the plan. Maybe that's the business model. I've never seen the podcast, so I don't know if it's any good.
I mean, I don't think most people have ever seen the podcast, to be honest with you.
I remember when we started doing this podcast last year, and then we'd had a couple things go viral. That's when he reached out, and he's like, I usually charge people, but for you can come for free. And we're like, huh.
We're like, we should go. And when I say we were thinking about it, we're like, we should go. Like, this is a huge opportunity. He's got 11 million followers. He's got a huge podcast. How can we not go? This is our breakthrough moment. We're gonna be Joe Rogan. Let's go.
That's exactly what he does to everybody, bro. But you're smart. My friend Trax NYC, he's a jeweler. He had his assistant had booked tickets to fly out to go shoot with this guy.
Yeah.
And he called John, this fucker's on your page. What's this about? I was like, go watch the video. He's like, okay. And he texts me. He's like, all right, canceled. At least once a week, somebody contacts me, though, about this guy. And they're like, hey, I was just about to do this, but holy shit, thanks. I watched your video. So I leave that shit pinned to the top. Because, I mean, $6,000 is a lot of money to most people.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of money, especially if you're in a position where you're trying to grow, you're trying to expose yourself, and you feel like that's...
$6,000 could go to a lot of other better things in the marketing world than being on some fuckface's podcast that nobody but Indian bots are going to watch.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I guess if that's, your demographic, you're just trying to get a bunch of people that'll never buy anything from you that aren't even real on fake phones. Like, yeah, he's got the hookup.
But isn't that what most people do right now anyway? Like, for example, if you have a music video and you're a artist, I believe most artists buy their first million views because no one wants to watch a music video when it has 10 views.
That's so stupid.
And that helps in YouTube. If you have a video and it's got 500,000 views, then you're more likely to get the rest of the 500,000 to get to the million. But if you're stuck at 500 or 1,000, people will see the thumbnail and be like, oh, 500,000 people even haven't seen it yet. Why would I watch it?
Interesting. Wow.
And that creates that social, it's that psychological thing where you need the confirmation bias in order to click it. I mean, I think that happens all the time.
Yeah. On my videos, I always notice people, like, they try to, well, you see this too, probably on yours, or they try to, like, be one of the first couple comments.
Yeah, first.
And try to get in there first, or, like, make a funny joke first so it goes to the top, and that type of shit.
Yeah, I think the short form is different because you don't really choose what you watch. The algorithm chooses for you. But if you're doing podcasts or YouTube especially, Like that thumbnail and the number associated with the thumbnail is like everything.
Wait, does Sean Kelly have a YouTube? Can we look that up?
Yeah,
I want to see his YouTube too. I just want to see how much money this guy spends on a month to just like sustain these. Because if you stop paying, I think they take him away.
I don't know.
I wonder how much money he spends every month to keep up this fucking charade.
And if you're buying views and you're buying these types of things, wouldn't it mess with your algorithm? So you would never actually be able to grow.
It puts you in your own little box because Instagram fucking knows this shit. So it definitely puts you in, because this has happened to me where, so like say you want to go buy followers for somebody, like you can just harass somebody with them by just like sending them 20,000 fake followers and then kill their engagement. So that happens to me like once every other month. Somebody will just decide to do that and I'll get like all these follows right away. So for instance, like I just said that Jaden video went to 3 million. Like I woke up with like 10,000 more people and I was like, all right, well, let me go look on my page to see if anything, oh, that video went from 300K to 3 mil. That makes perfect sense that 10,000 people would follow me. But if you didn't have something like that and you're getting all these followers, like somebody's fucking with you.
Yeah.
And what happens is you drop in priority. Like Instagram says, oh, you want to buy fake followers? Enjoy your box, you fucking loser. And then you get shitty engagement for the next few days and then they let it up eventually. But it's like a good way to kill your shit. But it's like he's doing it to himself. Like, nobody watches your shit, bro. This is why you don't get any views and have to continue to buy them.
What is his videos doing, Will? Is he in the millions? See, this guy's popular.
He's so popular.
How can you tell me that he's not popular? Like if he invited me on, I'd be like, dude, I gotta go.
You have to go immediately.
I have to go.
Yeah, you have to go immediately.
And if you charge $6,000, plus you got to pay for your space, plus you got to pay for recording, plus you got to pay for editing, plus you got to pay for your views, and plus you got to pay for your subscribers and your followers.
What a deal.
How much money is even left over in this racket?
What a deal. I mean, he's churning them out, though. He's churning them out. Like, he'll do, like, 3 a week, I'm sure. That's 18K.
And the reality is what I found out as I started getting into the podcast world, what I found out is that pay for shows and pay to get on people's shows is like a normal part of the podcast economy.
That's really weird. Like, that's super weird.
When I first found that out, I was super disappointed.
So you're saying most people will pay to go and sit with somebody else?
Yeah, if I said I'm going to charge and I'm going to get people to come on my show, I could probably charge 5 or 10 grand.
Is that why you asked for my American Express before I walked in?
Dude, you signed the NDA. How are you going to break the NDA? You just signed it. You signed the non-disclosure.
He was asking for it to order food. Sorry, guys. I didn't mean to blow the cover.
You signed the non-disclosure.
Fuck.
But
Jesus. That's actually like sad.
I've been hit up by like podcast brokers. Like, hey, Matt, like if you want, like we'll get you people and they'll pay anywhere from $2,500 to $10,000 to be on a show. And they take probably like 30 or 40%. So they're taking part of that. They're getting people on and they're paying people on. That's how the podcast economy works right now.
That's some jerk off shit.
And when I first found out, because there was a part of me that always thought the podcast is like the last remaining like honest
wait. Can
form
you
of,
like take the money and then roast them when they show up?
Probably.
Does that count? I'm starting a fucking podcast.
Yeah. Because I said like, hey, I was like, I don't even know how that works. I've never done it before. And still, it's one of those things.
Yeah, sure. 10K, and I'm going to ask you about it as soon as you sit down. So why do you pay me 10K to be here, you worthless piece of shit? Damn, that backfired.
It happens to, I think, everybody. I think all of them. And same for social media, same for like collaborations on Instagram pages. Like everyone's pay for play for everything. And it's not honest. Maybe this is a new series you'll start. Who's paying who and who's charging what? Oh,
I don't know, man. Like for me, social media, it's like I post and talk about shit that I think is interesting to me. I think you do the exact same thing.
That's exactly what it is.
What are my interests? And that's what I talk about. And I don't want to fucking pay to get farther or anything like I don't know, man. That's weird.
I think once you are out there and people that like you, and if you're honest about it, then people will look for you and they will stay longer and they'll be more engaged. And when you artificially inflate it or you do it just because, like via different shout outs and paid shout outs, that's a big thing.
Think about it too. Like just because you paid to be in front of me doesn't mean I fucking care. Like if they pay 10 grand to be on your show,
There's no refunds, bro. By the way,
yeah, and they're a fucking dead fish. Like if you have to, if you have to pay to be in that position, you're probably not that fucking interesting.
no refunds. Will, I don't know how you got the split screen working. Wow, look at you.
I
did that
like
by
it a
accident,
lot.
but I
Did
liked
you?
it.
I like it a lot. I saw that too. I like it a lot. That's pretty cool.
Where the hell did you get this split screen?
Answer us, Will.
No idea. I'm just leaving it that way. I'm scared to leave it.
I don't know how you got a split screen going.
It's pretty dope. It's pretty dope.
Never done it before. Never tried.
This is our first episode with the Stream Deck, so there's like new stuff happening.
And you're just pushing buttons.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Jesus.
So of all the people that you've done, what do you think is the craziest story that you've had?
Craziest story that I've had. I've had like just really crazy people. Like every once in a while you hit somebody that's just like absolutely wheels have come off a really long time ago, fucking unhinged. Like I had this guy, his username was MMA Dad something or other. And he would always like chirp me in comments. Like I never did a video on him or anything, but he would just like chirp me in comments and like just say dumb shit all the time. And like one day I fucking had enough. And I look at his profile and his name is like MMA Dad. And he's like a MMA fighter or whatever. And I just DM and I was like, do you want to fight? And he sends me, do you know what copy pasta is? It's like shit that people say on the internet back to each other where it's like, there's one, it's like, why would you say that? I'm a Marine with 300 confirmed kills. Like this crazy shit.
Yeah.
It's like dumb shit that people just like repeat on the internet. He sends me this crazy paragraph where he's talking about like how many victories he has in an MMA bout and his black belt and how he could kill me with his bare hands. And I had to copy it and put it into Google to make sure it wasn't like a troll.
Yeah.
And it was like real. And I was like, what the fuck did I just get myself? Like I said that to him,
Yeah.
do you want to fight? Because I thought I'd get a crazy response. And it was just like 10 times worse than I thought. And so I'm like, all right, what the fuck did he say? He's like 13-2 MMA professional record. And I was like, all right, well, we could figure that out real quick.
I'll Google that.
Yeah, so I go like Tapology and SureDog, which are like two databases for MMA stuff. And Buddy doesn't exist. And then I find out he has a son that fights. And his son had lost like 2 matches and like 1-0. And then I look to see if he has a black belt and like none of that comes up. And I find out like who he is, where he works, pictures of him in a suit and like all this crazy shit. And I put it out there. And he just got more nuclear crazy. And do you know who McDojo Life is?
No.
So you would love him. He's like you, but for the martial arts world.
Okay.
And he busts everybody that does martial arts stuff. And so McDojo World and me did a collaboration video, which for this guy was like the end of his fucking world because he's like in that fighter, like wants to be in that fighter world. And the guy who's like me for MMA just fucking tears him apart on a live. And he tells me he's going to come and find me and kill me and all this crazy shit. His ex-wife reaches out to me and she's like, he's crazy. Please leave him alone. And I just kept poking the bear. So it all comes to a head when we have a yearly award show called the Goobies, where we give awards out to the shittiest people in the fitness world. And
is it a live show? I need to be there.
It's totally a live show. It's usually a live show. The first year we did it was live in person. For whatever reason, like 100 people showed up. I had
Shut up, seriously?
I only had like 25, 30,000 followers at the time.
Yeah.
We picked a random Tuesday, like 100 people showed up. It was fucking awesome. So this last year we did it, and I was just going to invite and fly out people that I did on the show.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, who are the craziest fucking son of bitches that we've done? And the top of that list was MMA Dad. Because he said like all this crazy shit, how he's going to find me and kill me. He made a petition online to get me taken down for bullying him, which was like super weird. And so I circulated it. I was like, hey guys, sign this. Like I was the first one to sign it. Like he's just a fucking nutcase. And so I offered to fly him out. And I was like, hey man, like we'll fly you out. We'll put you up and, I'll give you like $500 or whatever just to show up and come on the show and accept an award. And the award was this black belt that I bought on Amazon. And it said Keyboard Warrior Award 2024 or 2023 or whatever it was last year. And he's like, I'll do it on the condition of, and he has like all these crazy fucking conditions. He's like, if I choke you out, are you going to sue me? I was like, his name is Dan. I was like, Dan, just show up, bro. Like, just shut the fuck up. Like, you're not going to do that. Just show up, come get your award. It'll be a fun time. We'll take you out to dinner. Everything's good. and he just keeps making demands and demands because he doesn't want to say yes because he doesn't. He's like not about that life, and he just keeps adding stuff, and eventually just deletes his whole fucking profile and disappears.
No,
and I haven't heard from him since.
Started again.
But I told
MMA Dad too. Look him up
to market the show. I was like, we've invited Dan Marcantel. The MMA Dad might be there. I was like, fuck, he's not gonna be there.
Wait, so you do your Goobie Awards where the people that got Goob smacked, coined it. They show you invite them. The people on your page, the ones that get called out, they show up.
I try. I mean, nobody's accepted so far.
Oh, nobody's accepted. Okay. I mean, they would be a trooper.
I mean, if they actually showed up, I would love them so much.
Of course.
Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, I make that offer to them. We offer to fly them. We offer to put them up. Because we have companies that sponsor this shit.
Yeah.
Like, the first year we did it, it was awesome. Like, we had actual sponsors. We had a venue. We had, like, security. It was the shit.
Yeah.
And this last year, we did a live stream because I was terrified of how many people might show up. The first year, I had 30,000 followers. And 100 fucking people showed up on a random Tuesday night in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And we were putting this thing together and I'm like, I have like 500K right now. Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't want to deal with this like crazy big thing. So we just did a live stream, but the idea was we do the live stream and just fly people out and kind of say, the budget would still make sense because we didn't have to rent a venue. And they all told me to go fuck myself. So
if you're secretly watching here and you've been Goob smacked and you're like, damn, I hate this guy, but I'm watching. When he invites you for the Goobies, highly recommend you go because you become a legend.
If you showed up, you're a fucking legend.
Yeah,
like, I
for
wouldn't,
sure.
I couldn't roast you anymore if you actually fucking got on a plane to accept an award that said you were a piece of shit.
I mean, it's taking accountability for what you've done.
Yeah.
Also understanding that all press is actually pretty good press.
The Goobies, maybe not so much.
Well, I'm sure there's girls that get goobed on your page that are pretty hot. There's a lot of hot girls on there.
If they're hot, they always get like a bazillion follows. Yeah. And I'm like, because I see like how many they had at the time I did the video because there's a screenshot of it. I always put their page up. And I'm like, you motherfucking horny bastards. Like, she's fake. That girl, Jaden. Wait. Let's do an experiment. I just did the girl, Jaden BBB. Yeah. Can you pull the video up and then just see how many she has and then go to her real page and see what the difference is? She's probably got like 1,000 more.
Because if you're a girl, all you want is eyes at the end of the day.
Yeah.
If you're an influencer girl, at least. So she's at, what is that now?
50,000, 50.8.
50.8. And then go back to my video. Jaden. It's like right up there. There we go. And just let it play for a second. And
Jaden BBBB.
So she's
like she's pretty hot.
Welcome to the show.
Attractive girl.
This is Jaden. She's got 45,000 followers. And if I had
That's a week. She got fucking
for every time
5,000 followers in a week for getting roasted. What's wrong with you people?
I mean, you have a lot of followers. Some of them are going to convert. It's only, law of numbers.
They're like, it's fake, but anyway. Now, sometimes they follow as like a mission where they know it's going to go private, so they'll click follow. But that's like 5,000 horny dudes for sure. Like, for sure.
Hey, don't open up any of these girls' profile under my profile because I don't want to get called out for following them.
You know what's funny is there's like 8 dudes that follow all of these fucking girls I call out. Like, if it's ever a girl account, not a dude, there's like 8 dudes that always show up in the, like the likes.
Yeah.
Like their name will be up there and they're always in my,
dudes.
it's like the same horny bastards. I'm like, you guys are all, you're in my video like 400 times, each of you. They knew who they are. Flossie Carter. See you out there, buddy.
Well, maybe they think they're doing the mission, like they're tracking and they're watching. And
they're doing a one-handed typing mission, bro.
Yeah. It's for science. Need to do a little bit of research just for science.
Jesus. So can we get you at the Goobies this year?
Bro, I'd be honored to be at the Goobies. Do you know how awesome that is?
That would be actually excellent.
Dude, when you said that you're going to be on my show, your comment section, a lot of them weren't very happy.
Yeah. There's I mean, I never post, like, I'm the least political person. I have a degree in political science. I have a law degree. I do not ever talk about politics at all. Yes.
Wait, you're in political science and a law degree?
Yeah, I have a law degree.
And you're not a practicing attorney?
No, I talk shit on the internet.
You'd be a fantastic private investigator.
I'm pretty much a private investigator.
I mean,
I
that's
just work
exactly
for
what
free.
you are.
Yeah. But yeah, I never post any political opinion or anything like that, and so I have a big collection of, like, I guess both sides, and then some very soft people I saw in the comments. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you losers? Jesus, some guy was like, I lost all my respect for you. Like, thanks. Like, I don't fucking care. Like, oh no, let me cancel my flight with Matt Kim because you don't like it. Like, shut the fuck up. Jesus Christ.
And what did they say? They called me a propagandist?
They said you were, I don't know, they said a lot of things.
Matt, you're a propagandist who spreads nothing but bullshit.
Nothing.
Lost a lot of respect for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm a propagandist that
You're
spreads bullshit.
Propagandist.
Yeah. Well,
you know what? I've been, there's this theory online. If you type in Goob into Google, it comes up where I'm a MAGA Trump loving terrorist or something. And
I saw that.
They ascertained that because, and I'll admit to it, I did do it, guys. I liked a picture of a MAGA hat once in 2017. It happened. I did like the tweet.
Yeah.
And they found that, like, when my account started popping up, and they're like, "Did you see this? He liked the hat, the tweet. They liked the thing." You guys are fucking retarded. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I typed in John Dorsey Goob, and on the first page is the Reddit.
Oh,
and
yeah.
And it says,
Reddit
Goob's
hates
always
me,
been
bro.
a MAGA supporter and a misogynist with terrible takes.
I'm totally a misogynist. Totally. It's so stupid, bro. I got canceled a few years ago.
I like him even more.
I got canceled a few years ago for making a joke on my page. It was like a stupid fat joke, and they're like, "We actually hate you now." I was like, "You guys are the worst fucking group of people on the internet." So that's why I'm Goob You 2, because Goob You 1 was deleted.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It used to be Goob You, and then that page got reported and deleted. You had
to start over?
Yeah, I criticized health at every size. Do you know what that is? Do you know anybody? Health at every size? So there is this. Now, mind you, to preface this, I'm in the bodybuilding world. I've worked with not only athletes but just regular people that want to lose weight and do the best for themselves. And like, I've worked with hundreds, if not thousands, of people to like help them achieve their goals. And there's this thing called health at every size that used to be popular and now is kind of dead, where they would say that just because you were a certain weight or whatever, like you could be healthy at any weight. And the idea was that you're good as you are and don't have to change anything. And you would have these like 500-pound people going to their doctors and getting a blood panel and being like, look, nothing bad on my blood panel, so I'm healthy right now, you know, despite not being able to like jog or something that normal people, like not even as a joke, like this is what they really would do. And I was in Puerto Rico at the time with my girlfriend. Health at every size was like a huge thing. And I was like, we went on a hike. I don't like to hike. I'm not an outdoor guy. My girlfriend convinced me to go on a hike. I said, baby, pick the oldest person, like lazy hike. I don't really want to go outside and like do all this. So she picks this super easy hike. We show up. There's this girl there that's like very, very, very overweight at a young age. She's probably like 24, 25 and like 400 pounds. It's like sad. This hike was the most beautiful thing I've ever done. You're in Puerto Rico. You go out in the middle of like wherever. There's a waterfall. They feed you. It's like gorgeous. It's half a mile in, maybe less. This poor girl couldn't make it all the way to the waterfall. Like she had to stop. And there's probably 20 of us. There's old people. There's children. We make it halfway, and she has to stop and sit there by herself while we go and do the hike. And it was just like the saddest thing in the world to me that she stays and we go, and we got her on the way back, and she like falls a bunch of times. Like it was super sad. And my post was a text post talking about that experience. Like I saw the coolest thing that any able-bodied should be able to do. Health at Every Size says that she's totally fine, but like you couldn't experience something beautiful because You're just like not taking care of your body. And so I was criticizing Health at Every Size, saying this girl's getting talked into doing something that's detrimental to her because she gets on the internet, and instead of people saying like, hey, maybe you should want better for yourself, they're saying, well, no, you're fine just the way you are, even though you can't do regular things that a person should be able to accomplish. Even the 70-year-old woman on the hike and the children did. And that got me canceled. What a terrible take it was. You know, they said all these like people were saying they're never gonna hire me, and I was like, you guys don't hire me anyway. Like, go fuck yourself. And they reported my profile until it got deleted, and so I restarted the Goob account in like 2021, late 2021.
But that trend is starting going away, isn't it?
Super dead. Dead.
We had that thing of fat Victoria's Secret models. That was a thing for like 2 or 3 years, maybe 4. I don't remember how long it was.
Yeah.
But no more hot chicks on Victoria's Secret. All the fat chicks. And now they're like, this really isn't working out.
Lizzo's lost her shine. You know?
Didn't Lizzo say she's like losing weight though? Adele also? I think Adele. Adele got canceled for joining the other team because she like lost a bunch of weight, got in shape, and then there were posts about her like being a team killer, basically. Like they're like, you switched sides, how dare you? It's she just wanted to get into shape. Like what the fuck is, I don't know, bro. It was so bizarre that like it was a text post where I was just criticizing like a bad thing for people that was encouraging them to do unhealthy shit, and they're like, fuck you, shut up, no. Like, how, bro? How? It's so dumb, bro.
You live in New York City?
I do.
It's getting bad out there.
Ready to leave. Yeah,
Dude,
ready
New
to
York.
leave.
I told you during lunch, I used to live in that area for a long time. I used to go out into the city a lot. New York City used to be awesome.
Yeah.
And this time of the year is like the best time of the year.
I mean, I've lived there since 2019.
Okay.
So I got a little bit of like pre-COVID, and then COVID in New York City was actually dope for me because we built a gym outside and we worked out outside every single day. And I was in online. I still work in online fitness, so like nothing really changed for me. I just fucking did the same shit. Just worked out in the sun instead of a gym. But now it's like, I don't know, man. I'm ready to go. It's like terribly expensive. It's dirty. It's not the best place to live. Wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah, New York used to be one of these cool places where you go, and now anytime I'm out there, and even when I still have family that lives up there, and like, oh man, you got to come up, and you got to bring your daughter up, and see the family. I'm like,
traveling with kids in New York
good.
City is the worst fucking thing I would imagine.
The whole city's just It smells more. There's more garbage. There's homeless people everywhere. It's like kind of sketchy. It takes longer to get from one side to the other.
Do you know
than
about
before.
the sanitation strike?
No.
So there was pull it up on Google somewhere, but there was a strike that happened where I guess they made it 4 days where the sanitation department said like, we're not picking that shit up. And 4 days.
Rats everywhere.
No, the city was just like, what do we need to do? What are your demands? So like I live in a giant building. There's like 64 floors, 2 towers with 64 floors, maybe like 14 units on each floor. In a day or two, like when they toss the trash out, that shit's like 11 feet tall.
When it go down the chute.
Yeah, one day. No, it's like all stacked on the street in the back, and this like 11 feet tall. I could not possibly imagine what the city would look like if 4 or 5 days of the sanitation department just said, fuck you, we're not coming. Cripple the city. Imagine that. Like you make so much garbage and everybody's on top of each other so much that it would cripple your city. It's fucked, man. Too many people there. Oh, you found it?
Dude, I don't know how people
Was it the
do
one in
it.
23 in March?
No,
It wasn't
maybe.
this one?
No.
That looks like a regular Tuesday now.
Yeah, that's pretty normal right there. I mean, they may have done it again, but there was one from years back that like crippled the city from before I got there. I knew about it because of that one. That was a little smaller, but people were talking about the last time this happened and they stopped picking up the shit. Yeah, it's I don't know, man. It's not a fun place to be oftentimes. It's just too many fucking people, and I mean, I haven't seen my car in 4 years.
Yeah.
You pay too much in rent. They increase everything every year. It's like to breathe outside, it's $200. It just doesn't make any sense. But the benefit of it is
Yeah, what is the benefit? What is the benefit of living in New York City right now? I'm curious to know, as a New Yorker, Manhattan-er.
so it's like if somebody's living in the city close to you, they almost certainly cannot be a fucking loser. You can't survive there. You can't even show up there if you don't have anything going on. Like, you go to the dog park and you have these conversations with people, and they'll be like, yeah, I invented this, or like, I did that, or like, my dad is this. Like, nobody has nothing going on. It's not possible to suck there.
But if it's a city of smart, qualified, well-to-do people, why does the city suck?
Well, because those smart, qualified, well-to-do people aren't running it.
You know what I mean? If it's filled with good people and smart
not
people,
filled. Just the spot where I live is very nice.
just a sprinkle.
Yeah, I just said the dog park. Okay, I said my dog park specifically. You want to meet
Just
some
sprinkle
good
some
people?
crack
Come
on
on
it. They
down.
get right back up.
No, I mean you have the opportunity to meet really elite people that are on the same page as you or the same level that have a lot going on. The unfortunate part is there's a lot of fucking not great people.
Yeah, there's something. I used to love New York, and for a long time, I thought if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere.
That's true. I think
That's kind of
that's still true.
I don't know if that's true anymore.
It's just
I feel
so
like
hard.
if you come from New York, you have a hard time adjusting to like the rest of America.
I don't know. I mean, I miss all the things that I gave up. Like, I rented a car when I got here, and I'm like, this is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't driven in so long. I've been traveling a lot lately, so like I'm always renting cars. But it's just like small things like that, like having a garage. I spend like $5,000 on a fucking 700 square foot apartment. Like, $5,000 probably gets you. I don't know.
That's crazy.
Like something. What do you,
That's so stupid.
What's your rent here? Like, I'm sure it's way less than that.
I mean, we have like space. I live on like this lake.
Yeah.
We have like, we watch the sunrise. You know, like life is just so much simpler. And I think when I was younger, I loved the city life. That's all I want to do. Live in the city, live in the city, live in the city.
For being, I mean, it's cool because people, like, if you live in, I don't know, like Alabama, like nobody's ever like, oh, hey, by the way, I'm going to be in town. And, you know, your friend that you haven't seen in forever, like, I'm just going to happen to be in Alabama. Like, it just never happens. But in New York City, you can stay connected to all your friends that don't live anywhere fucking near you because they're always coming to visit New York City. It's kind of like one of those hubs, like LA. LA and New York City, like, you don't have to go visit anybody. They always eventually come to visit you, and it's fine.
I hope you do your Goobies in another city.
Oh, I've never done it in New York City. I would never do it in New York City.
Maybe we'll do it in Georgia.
No,
Maybe
we do
we'll
it.
host.
We do it in Texas every year. I mean, if you would host in Georgia, but we do it in Texas every year.
Texas sounds all right. too.
Yeah. Texas is the shit. I want to move to Austin so bad, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Austin's awesome. Bodybuilding, huge bodybuilding and fitness community. Poker, I love playing poker, and they have a shout out Doug Polk for the Lodge Card Club. They have a crazy card room there, and it's just a reasonable place. I mean, like, there's the suburb, and then there's the downtown. The downtown's manageable and small.
To mention, I saw you played what's that stream out in California?
Hustler.
Oh yeah. You played on the Hustler stream.
Yeah, I was on HCL.
Yeah, I didn't
Oh,
watch
really?
it, but how'd you do?
So I'm a shitty poker player, but I've never lost on stream. I won, I think, $12,000 in that stream.
Nice.
Yeah. I bought in like super short and just cried. I don't know how it happened, but I looked down. I had like 18,000 in front of me. I was like, "What the fuck happened?" Like, I don't know. You just blink and it happens, and then
How do you even get on that show?
I begged.
Oh, really?
No. You just have to like know somebody that knows somebody, and they offer you a seat. It's like an honor to like get to sit in those games because they're usually full of like people you really want to play with, like really wealthy people that sort of splash their money around and don't give a fuck if they lose 5 or 10 grand in a night. So you can't always get on, but you sort of ask, and they'll give you like a range of dates sometimes. Some games are easier than others. Hustler, for that particular game I was playing, is so hard to get into. And so
Who were you playing with? Anyone I've known?
people that you probably wouldn't know, like a guy named Nick Fertucci. There's this woman named Julia. It's like TV producers and things like that are just sort of like.
Sounds gay.
Do you know Bruce Banner, the UFC announcer?
Yeah.
He plays on there all the time.
Okay.
Yeah, they just had Ryan Garcia on.
Arden Cho.
Yeah, Arden
She
Cho.
lost like 100 grand in one night. I saw that.
She spews.
Yeah.
Ryan Garcia just came and just fucking donked away like 30
really?
grand and left. Yeah.
I gotta check it out. Maybe I'll get on. Me and Will actually met playing poker.
No.
Yeah. In New
Well,
Jersey.
you play poker?
not as much anymore, but yeah, me and Matt played a lot of hours.
We used to play. I got a lot of hours logged at the poker table.
We'll have to talk. Did you play tournaments or what?
I did both. When we lived in New Jersey and New York, I used to play in the city games.
Yeah.
So like the Italian mob games, play all those.
I play those in New York, yeah.
Yeah, I've been there when the cops raid and then they make everyone just sit there and you got to turn your phone off and you sit there and all of a sudden they go in a back room and then they leave and the game's back on again. I'm like, okay.
They paid them up.
Yeah, there was nothing shady that just happened right in front of all of our eyes.
Dude.
Like 50 people in here.
There's a game in Brooklyn and it's like a Chinese gambling hall. Like these guys are fucking nuts.
Yeah.
The type of people you wouldn't try to rob or do anything to that. And these two idiots try to rob them with fake fucking guns. Will, they come in, they have fake guns, and these are like, I don't know if anybody's ever played with specifically Chinese gamblers, but they're the people like, you don't bluff them, they'll call everything.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers made the bluff of their life. They come in with fake guns. Somehow somebody that as they're getting robbed realizes the guns are fake, and they just like, get them. I have a video on my phone of them just kicking these guys' fucking faces in. Blood everywhere. The guy's wearing Yeezys and he's just punting off in this guy's face. His friend is unconscious in the back behind him, and they're just screaming shit at him. There's like cigarettes all over the place. Everything's knocked over, and they just, I guess, rolled him outside. I've played at that spot once, and
never again.
Never again. Never again.
I got robbed at a game in Queens once.
That makes sense. Yeah.
And when they came in guns, and they made everyone take their pants off, and they
Why?
stole everyone's pants because your cash and your wallet
that makes sense.
and everything is
And
in
you
your
can't
pants.
leave, yeah.
And you can't
You won't
leave, and
chase
you're not going to
them.
go chasing out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they took everyone's pants.
Wow, you just gave away some free game on the podcast, honestly.
So
if
like,
you're gonna
damn
rob
it.
somebody,
My fucking pants, dude. Everyone's like, now what? There's no more cash.
there's so many games.
Some
that
people lost their car keys.
Dude,
It was a mess.
I get so sketched out when it's like there's cash and no security.
Yeah.
Like a lot of games will have like digital only, which is totally fine. Like digital, or they have a sheet and you settle up later, but like cash only and no doorman or security, like I'm not fucking playing there.
Yeah, this was like maybe 15 years ago, so times were a little bit different then.
Yeah.
This is before there was a lot of technology. It's kind of show up and you have a game and it moves from house to house every time you get shut down,
Yeah. Amika says Chinese gamblers are for real. That's a fucking fact. That is I play in the city with a lot of Chinese gamblers, and they're just like the craziest people. Like they're all fun to play with, and some of them are just absolutely like would not try you, bro.
No.
Serious business.
No, we met playing poker and we played a lot. We used to go down to Atlantic City a lot too. So we play at the Borgata when the Borgata was a thing, play at the Taj when the Taj was a thing.
Borgata's still, they have a big poker room there.
Yeah, we
That's
used to
the
play
first
there.
place I ever played, actually.
I remember
I
one
used to
time.
play where the poker room used to be downstairs and it used to be tiny.
It's huge
Yeah,
now.
now it's
Before
huge.
the back
tables
Yeah.
or something, yeah.
I sat between, remember what's his name? Hyde from the 70s show?
Yeah.
I sat between Hyde and Donna.
Damn.
One day, I was sitting between Hyde and Donna. And Hyde, apparently he's a pedophile now. But,
Well, he was a pedophile then. We just didn't know.
oh, that's true. He was a pedophile then too. He was super quiet. He was super weird. And Donna, I don't know their real names. I'm sorry. If you don't know their real names, maybe you'll let us know. I'm sitting between Hyde and Donna's like so vulgar. Just wouldn't shut the fuck up. Just yelling the whole talking shit.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. If you want to play in hustle, I mean, they would definitely take you. They like bringing social media people and mixing it up.
Yeah.
They don't want to just put pros in there, but they would love you.
Oh, I would play. I used to play a lot of cards. Like, I think that's what I spent most of my like post college years doing.
Yeah,
a lot
yeah.
of card playing.
I just got into
loved
it a lot. Yeah. It's fun as long as you don't lose. Then it's always fun.
Yeah, I think I did pretty well. And I remember when party poker was a thing.
I don't know what that is.
Party poker? The online.
Oh, I've never played online. I can't play online. No, not for me. Not for me.
Is it legal in New York?
No, totally illegal.
It was illegal everywhere, but
Yeah,
everyone
yeah.
was playing it for a while.
Online, totally you can't do it. You have to like VPN, but I
But
don't.
Jersey, you can.
Jersey, you can. Jersey, you definitely can.
Yeah, there's nothing here. They had a poker house actually right here around the corner. We went to go check it out. And it's maybe less than a mile from here. And they got shut down recently.
It's been like 6 months.
Been
Was
like
it
6 months.
Little Kings and Queens or something?
No, it was a Royal Flush.
Oh yeah.
Bar.
Two of the places here got raided. I know that because I was googling Atlanta poker places, and there were 2 spots that got raided within the last 6 months. I guess they had a sting, and
But as soon as you walked in, the security guard was a cop. So he'd sit there taking everyone's money and charging the cover fee or whatever it is.
you know what the problem was with Royal Flush? So they were doing seat time, which is fine. They didn't charge rake; they were charging seat time. But they said that it was all like a charity contribution. The problem was the husband and wife that owned it were like the 2 heads of the charity, and all of the donations were divested to them.
Good for them.
Wait, you should look it up.
Isn't that how most charities work anyway?
Yeah.
Isn't that how government works? Isn't that how the military works?
well,
Isn't that how the military-industrial complex
Apparently,
works?
they got some silver bracelets, because of it.
Really?
So, yeah. They got arrested. I was reading this fucking article and I was like, "What the fuck, man? Like, they're playing some poker."
It was literally around the corner.
Yeah.
And they took an old Mexican restaurant and they turned it. So it was huge. There was probably, 15 tables in there? 20 tables in there?
15, 20 tables.
Wow,
in there.
that's
It was
awesome.
huge. It
And
was
we
a huge
walked
spot.
in there during the lunch hour on a weekday, and there was 4 tables running full.
That's
Yeah.
how those
It was
places
ridiculous.
Go. Doug Polk has a spot in Austin called the
Right,
Lodge.
right. Yeah, I've known about that.
There's 100 tables in there,
Yeah.
and you can be there at 5 a.m. and there's 5 tables running. Disgusting, absolutely disgusting. They have a stream there too,
Yeah.
but it's Texas poker's insane. Everybody's wild, man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is it because is Texas poker, is poker wild in Texas because it's called Texas Hold'em and therefore they feel obligated to pay?
No, they put crazy large buy-in caps. So for a smaller game like 1-3, the buy-in's usually 300 to 500 max, maybe 500 on a bigger game. There's just 1,000.
Oh,
So
Right.
people are buying in for
Even at a
300 big blinds.
1-3 game, they'll open raise $25.
Yeah.
Nice.
And that's a
Let's go play.
5-5 game. Yeah.
let's go play.
Savages anyway.
Hey, why don't we get another Goob clip? I just want to see one more.
Oh no.
Before we
I
move
got
on
one.
to
Wait,
another
pick a
one.
good one.
Let's pick a good one.
One thing I forgot to tell everybody is that you're a registered sex offender. Welcome back to the show. So this is Cesar Rubio, aka Unnatural Strength Trends, and I just covered him because he's been posting these goofy ass videos where he pretends like he's repping out world record bench presses despite weighing 220 pounds. But that's not the worst thing we know about Cesar. You see, last year, Cesar got arrested for 3 felonies of lewd or lascivious acts with a child. That child was 14 or 15 years old. He got 182 days in jail and 2 years probation. But wait, Cesar Rubio's a common name. How do we know this is the same guy? Well, Cesar, I know everybody. So I looked you up in the sex offender registry and I figured out that your date of birth was May 26, 1995. They also list the addresses for every sex offender. And you remember when you signed up for that meet that you never went to? Yeah, you put your birthday down, May 26, 95, and the same address as your sex offender registry. So yeah, old Cesar here is into kids. If you allow him a membership at your gym, just understand he's on the sex offender registry. Hey Cesar, I just covered a video on you faking your bench.
Yeah. Yikes.
What happens to that guy?
He got banned from every gym in his area.
Really?
Yeah. They all contacted me, and the gym that he was at there, the woman called and was like, "Yo, we're getting him out of there." He showed up to the gym and was bitching about it and said he was going to sue her
Yeah.
for banning him from her private gym.
Can they do that?
No, it's a
Okay.
fucking private business.
Yeah.
You don't want somebody in there. You can say, "You're a sex offender. I'm kicking you out." It's like a club. You don't have to let him
You
in.
can't be like, oh, this is racist.
Well, it's not like the fucking post office or anything. You know what I mean? Like the post office banning you, you've got a problem. But being a sex offender is, I guess have fun trying to sue for that. Just because I'm a sex offender. I don't know, man. Yeah, that guy was a fucking piece of work. The story I heard was the child was the daughter of his ex-girlfriend.
No way.
That's what I heard.
Dude,
That's
there
what I
are
heard.
so many shitty people out there.
And they get
Yeah.
what did he get? 3 months in jail?
He got
not even?
he got 180 some days, and then he got time and a half, double time for 90 days. So he basically did a little less than 3 months, and then he had 2 years probation.
That's horrible.
Horrible.
3 months
These
for
are
messing
the
with
guys-
someone's daughter. That's
Yeah.
wild. I mean, that's so broken, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's literally the worst thing you can do.
Well, that's
Touch
why I do
kids.
these videos. It's like you got the short end, you fucking did something. You changed the course of this kid's life forever.
Yeah.
and you had to spend 3 months sitting in a place, and then this fucker was going around telling people that his charges and the reason, because he was on probation, the reason he was on probation and couldn't travel and all this shit was because he had domestic battery. So he was happy to say that he beat his ex-girlfriend more so than saying he touched a kid. And so, not everybody pulls paperwork. This guy has a pretty common name. It's sort of hard to find, buried in there. I do the video because this motherfucker's lying to people. He's telling them, "Oh, I beat my girlfriend. That's why I'm on. Probation."
Because that's better.
Yeah, somehow beating his girlfriend's better than molesting a kid. And so yeah, now everybody in his area knows because they share that shit like crazy. Like you get a pedo in your spot, you're sharing that video to everybody know. Fucked up, man. It's fucked up,
dude. Why is my chat fighting?
I don't fucking know. Chat, stop fighting.
You keep on fighting, Goob's gonna come Goob smack you. That's just the way this works, all right?
Yeah.
You keep on fighting in the chat, Goob's gonna come after you. You don't want him coming after you. That's what I've learned. I've learned is you don't want to end up
315, don't chat, okay?
Is that the rule?
Those are the rules.
Is that the rule?
Yeah, there's a bare minimum for this chat, motherfucker.
I don't think I could bench 315.
You're not in the chat, though.
I'm totally lying. I for sure know I can't bench 315. I don't know.
It's
I don't know why I said I think.
You haven't tried, so it's just speculation. You don't have to say you can't.
For sure, I know I can't.
Oh, God. Jesus. Welcome to the snake pit. There's always one.
Welcome to the show.
Oh, my fucking God. Jesus.
So, you don't follow politics. I do a lot of politics. We talk a lot of politics. We don't really follow politics. Do you follow politics or you don't talk about politics? Which one is it?
I avoid it like the plague, to be honest.
Why?
I have so much shit to focus on in my day-to-day life, and like I have so many things going on. I think 2020 ruined politics for me. I just remember, it's like I said, these dog park conversations that I have in New York City. Like, I live in Hell's Kitchen, which is like the gayborhood, people call it.
Yeah.
And I'm like a straight guy with my girlfriend in the gayborhood. Yeah. And I would be in the dog park, and it'd be like a one-on-one conversation with one of my gay neighbors, and they'd come up to me and be like, "I voted for Trump." And I'd be like, "Yo, you're gay as hell. Why are you closeted about who you voted for, bro?" Like, what is this? What is this? And they'd like come up to me. I don't know. Like I guess I look like a straight white Republican or something. Like I'm not even registered, but they'd tell me that, and like they'd like disclose it to me like they were coming out, and I'd be like, why? Like I remember the first guy. He's like this very powerful, wealthy man, and I was like, I don't want to say his name because I want to out him. I don't want to pull him out of the Republican closet, but I was like, bro, why do you have to whisper this? Like, why? He's like, I can't talk about it with my friends. Like, I'll be ostracized.
It's just needed to get it out, though.
Dude, but it's like, dude, like, what progression in the world? Like, you used to get, chastised for being gay, and that wasn't. And now it's like you're chastised for having a political opinion contrary. It's not even contrary. It's like half the fucking country is probably one or the other.
Yeah.
And he has to whisper it in New York City. Like, it blew my mind. And then if all of them knew how many of them were whispering to me the same fucking thing, they would just stop whispering it. It's so stupid.
Yeah, that's something that we do often, especially when we go live on kind of the social platforms, is, I always start in the comment section or in the chat, let me know where you're from, because it lets you know that you're not alone, and sometimes you realize that maybe even your neighbor is here watching. And we talk about a lot of conservative things here. We talk about Trump. We talk about different ideas. But I think always the reason why we do what we do is that we want people to be able to think for themselves, right?
Yeah.
Because everything is lied to you. Your social media is lying to you. Your fitness influencers are lying to you. Your personal trainers that you trust online are lying to you. Our government lies to you. The doctors lie to you. The medical system lies to you. The universities lie to you. Your corporations and your bosses are lying to you. Everyone is fucking lying to you. And that's why I love what you do, because at least it forces people to keep honest for a second. And I think if more people started living a life of honesty, of being more genuine, of telling the truth, I think a lot of the problems we have in society would just kind of go away.
Yeah, and I think a big problem too is people don't really look that far into things. Like my mother's rule was trust but verify. Like, you can trust somebody, but then check up on it. And if somebody gets mad that you checked up on it, there's your problem. There's your problem. Like, why did you look into that? Like, because you could have not been telling the truth. I don't know. If it's the truth, you shouldn't be upset, right?
Yeah, I mean, even when we do stories or we hit different topics, like we just took a few minutes to look around, maybe 30 minutes, an hour. If it's something that you care so much about.
Yeah.
Because people get so mad about different issues, especially political issues. If you care that much, take 30 minutes or an hour to do your own research, figure it out, and maybe you find out that what you thought isn't true, or maybe it makes you believe what you believe in more.
And also, if you're super comfortable and confident in your opinion, you should happily have it challenged. And if you get upset and bothered when somebody challenges it, you're probably not as comfortable and confident in your opinion as you thought you were, which is a huge thing that I think a lot of people arguing online with their whatever. It's like, why does it have to be an argument? If you're you should be able to talk about this.
I think we're in a time and place in the country right now where people need to at least vote, even if it's something that I have a preference. But if you don't have if you have a preference and it's different than mine, as long as you're involved in the process, I think we're in that place where we've had so much apathy in the country and people just don't care.
That's my biggest guilt as a human being. I've never voted.
What?
I've never voted.
Dude, you need to vote.
I've never felt confident enough in somebody to say I would vote for them.
I think it's one of those, even if you're just gonna pick blindly.
It would have been Harambe in 2016, bro.
Do it.
I was gonna vote for the dead gorilla.
You know what I mean? Some people write in Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, yeah.
I think I forget. We did it one day where we looked up how many people in Georgia ended up voting for Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how many people vote for Kanye?
Harambe got a big in 2016. Harambe had like 16,000 votes. Some fucking idiots drove to the polling station to waste their vote.
Yeah.
Waste of time, man.
Even if you don't care about politics cares about you.
Yeah, it's true.
Because it affects our life, and we have a lot of shitty people in charge of our world. And the only way that you can let them know how you feel about them is to vote for them. And if you really hate someone, you just got to vote against them. Because this is your way to let people know. It's the only official way to let people know. You can do what I do, which is talk shit on the internet. But then you have to worry about fighting the tech overlords every day and the censorship and dealing with who knows.
Saddest part, though. And
FBI tracking my phone. I got to deal with that on a regular basis. Not everyone wants to live that life.
I love political theory, but to have
and a political science major,
but to have any sort of discussion or even see what anybody else is talking about online is like a fucking shit march. I'd rather scoop my eyeballs out than watch two fucking idiots argue over something neither of them completely understands. It just nothing. I want nothing to do with it. I think 2020 ruined it for me.
Yeah, so
much hate and virtual about just nothing. Why? You should be able to have a different opinion than somebody else and not fucking hate them. It's really, really, really easy.
I mean, there was a lot of people in your comment section going, I'm unfollowing because you're going to talk to Matt. I was like, what the fuck, dude? You don't even know me.
Shouldn't they want me to talk to you, though?
What the fuck does that even mean?
Shouldn't they want that?
What the hell's wrong with me?
I don't know, man.
Eat a dick.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Actually eat a dick. And whoever that... Can you pull up that guy? No, we can't bully him.
No, we're not going to bully him.
I want to so bad, but we can't bully him.
We'll do that afterwards.
Yeah, and I already did it. I sent him some nasty DMs.
You want to fight me?
No, I learned if you just do a voice recording and then delete it right after they've seen it, you'll never get caught. You take that.
Oh, I'm gonna do that one.
You take that. You just gotta camp it though. Send the voice recording. Tell them exactly how you feel.
As soon as it says scene.
As soon as it says scene, start the clock. 14-second recording. 14, 13, 12. Delete. Then they can't rewatch it and screen record you. You're welcome. You're welcome. Now, if they catch on and they screen record before they watch it, well, you're fucking cooked. But this is assuming they haven't watched this podcast and you only talked shit once.
So if you want to leave a nasty message, make sure you have read receipts on. Don't send it to people without the read receipts. And do it in a voice recording and delete immediately.
That is correct.
There you go. That's how you officially troll people online.
Over the Instagram.
Every time we do a show, we do an episode at the end of the show. We do something called Will's World. Will's World is where Will picks the most random things from the corner of the internet, shows it to us, and we have an opportunity to react.
I can't wait.
Will, what do you have for us today?
Let's go.
Steph.
What do you have for
Playing
us?
the national anthem. Let's play ball.
I like how they're all on different verses right now.
What game is this?
Oh, it's the Minnesota Communists.
Is it?
Why would they just not? Why, what's the? Like, what did they benefit? It's fucking baseball. It's not like, you know what I mean. It's an American.
Yeah. Why did they decide they're not going to?
I think it's trolling. You know what? I bet this is clickbait, and I bet what they said right before that was, "Hey guys, the PA's broken. We were really going to try to have the national anthem, but we can't today. So, and then this shit happened.
And then they counted it as
Rage bait. Yeah. I bet it was rage bait.
But the other team didn't come out.
Well, they hate
Playing
Americans.
the national anthem. Let's play ball.
Started with 3 teams.
Oh, why didn't the other team come out?
It's
Now
just
I need
like-
more.
right?
Now I need more context
Yeah.
on this story.
But this is a really awesome example, though.
Yeah.
This is a really awesome example because we saw a clip and we just saw the end of it. And what was the picture that they painted? Fucking they hate America, no national anthem. But what's the most likely thing that happened? The PA's broken or some shit like that.
Possibly.
I like the way you think.
That's all I'm saying.
Hey, Will, can you do this one real quick? I totally forgot I wanted to do this one. The Romanian guy.
Yep.
Phelps has a maybe the PA was
Thank
working,
you,
but the
Paula.
person
Thank you,
didn't show
Paula.
up. Sorry, guys.
Let's just watch like 30 seconds of this.
He fucking mollywops the girl.
I remember seeing clips of it.
Yeah.
Like, if you put him in a dress, it'd be okay.
Okay, my thing about this though is like, buddy, like, you're full tilt teeing off on these women and they keep getting back up. You are a pussy. Like, bro, if you're in there, at least finish the job, buddy. Like, look, bro, he's got to weigh like 250. He's fucking trying to maul these women and they keep coming back. Like, you suck, bro.
Does anyone get knocked out at the end, Will?
I don't think so.
I think it ends everybody on their feet.
Really?
Yeah.
He's got like 100, 200 pounds on them.
Yeah.
He didn't knock him out,
He's fucking gassed.
but he's like legit trying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think they'll ever allow this sport in America?
I think this is in Las Vegas,
Just
bro.
kidding.
This is in Las
I
Vegas.
thought this was Romania.
Doesn't it say Las Vegas in the thing?
It says something big.
I thought it said Las Vegas on the mat when I watched it.
Oh yeah, it does.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We could go watch this.
Is it a troll? Is it to like... Are they making a social stance
This
here?
could be staged.
That it's okay
Yeah.
if it's a guy, but if... No, it's not okay if it's a guy, but if you put him in a dress, it's okay because, you know, it's not a guy anymore, apparently.
It says LasVegas.ro.
Oh, that's Romania.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that explains everything.
Yeah, I can't imagine they would let this fly in the United States.
I no longer think that this is staged.
Well, if he was in a wig and a dress and said he identifies as a woman,
Yeah, then
this
it's
would
okay.
totally go
Then you
straight.
can have it here. You can do it in New York City then, Madison Square Garden.
To be fair, you guys could be misgendering the shirtless humanoid.
That's true. Or you could be misgendering the girls.
Might be. Are they
That-
chanting USA right now?
I think they're trying to knock him out. I don't know which one they had.
That was a brutal watch. Brutal watch.
What else you got for us, Willie?
So, Mr. Rogers.
Boys are boys
Pause
from
for a
the
second.
beginning.
Mr. Rogers is from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where I grew up around, and he's a legend there.
Really?
Yeah. Mr. Rogers is the shit.
Why?
Because he's awesome. He taught us social cues and how to not be a fucking weirdo by the time you were like 6.
Well, he's about to teach you about boys and girls.
And how to tie your shoes and shit.
If you were born a boy, you stay a boy. Girls are girls right from the start. If you were born a girl, you stay a girl and grow up to be a lady.
Cancel him.
Only girls can be the mommies.
Cancel him. Blasphemy. How dare you?
Boys can be the daddies. Yes, sir.
Imagine
boys
if Mr.
are
Rogers
boys
just
from
got
the
reincarnated
beginning.
for one day.
If you were born a boy, you
Is he not
stay a
alive?
boy.
Dead.
Girls
Yeah,
are
yeah.
girls
Oh, that's
right
sad.
from the
I didn't know
start.
that.
If you were born a
Yeah.
girl,
I watched Mr.
you
Rogers growing
stay a
up.
girl
He was a
and grow
good
up
person,
to be a
man.
lady.
Was he?
He was a good dude.
Only
Did a lot for
girls
charity.
can
Did a lot for kids.
He wasn't a weirdo.
No, you would think that a dude like that was definitely like diddling kids.
Yeah.
Like
No?
Pee Wee Herman. No
No
he's
history
a
of that?
Solid fucking dude.
Because all of these kind of childhood people that I grew up watching, later on in life, you realize they're all pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I don't want my daughter watching anybody.
Like Pee Wee Herman got caught jacking it. And
and that's like the least thing of everybody, actually.
yeah. No, they found kitty porn on his.
Oh, really?
I do believe, because you know what? I used to think that they demonized him just because he was whacking it off in an adult theater.
But he was really a shit guy.
But there was a later thing where they found CP or something. Pull up Pee Wee Herman's Wikipedia. I don't want to mischaracter the man, but I'm pretty sure he had some CP
Oh,
on his hard drive.
On his hard drives.
Yeah, there's one incident where he's like whacking it in a public in an adult theater, which is like, all right, that's probably a place that you whack it, I guess, in adult theater, you know.
What, Elmo was a pedo?
Elmo?
That's what Paul. How do you know if Elmo isn't he asexual? How do you know he's not a child?
Yeah, he could be like, you know, Benjamin Button.
I don't know.
I think Elmo's like 85-year-old dirty man.
Can you not type in certain keywords into the computer, bro? I don't know anything about Pee Wee Herman. I didn't really watch a lot of Pee Wee Herman. I did watch a lot of Mr. Rogers.
Pee Wee Herman was fucking weird, bro. He was really weird. He was like like a strange Mr. Rogers, like Mr. Rogers if he was a dirty uncle.
I'm glad to know that Mr. Rogers was a good one.
He was solid, man. I mean, they built the show around teaching kids how to not be weird. Like now it's like, hand them a tablet and they don't know how to talk to people. But Mr. Rogers was the shit. What else you got, Will?
I got one last good one.
Let's see it. Oh no, this fucking jerk off.
What is this?
Hey, Kendra just. So I was thoroughly convinced that was 2 plates on there. Next, I didn't know he was gonna flip hoist over to the chest and start benching. Let's continue.
So that's just Goob casually lifting 315 off the ground and benching it from the
That's
sitting
Goob?
position. Yeah.
That's me, yeah.
This fucking guy.
Yeah.
Slid over to
don't
the
try that,
chest
by the
and
way.
started ripping down.
Yeah, you would
315.
break your back.
I've been.
Yeah, we just we were shout out Andy Frisella. I saw you were just at the HQ.
Yeah.
I was just at HQ for his Summer Smash, and I got the opportunity to lift in their gym. And every time I go to a new gym, I do that stupid lift with 315.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for God knows what reason.
Did they call that something? Is that
What's called the Wuhan Press?
the Wuhan press?
The Wuhan Press.
Why is it the Wuhan press?
So in 2020, when
You can't say it's from Wuhan because then that'd be racist.
well, no, there was a gym called the Wuhan Training Facility, the WTF.
What the fuck?
The Wuhan Training Facility. Also, what the fuck, but Wuhan Training Facility. And it was a gym that we built outside in 2020. And the only way I could bench at the time.
Hold on. You built the gym outside during COVID and you called it the Wuhan gym?
Unrelated to COVID.
How are you going to say
Unrelated.
it's unrelated, bro?
Dude, unrelated. I said it. We would have people come by and they'd be like, whoa, what is this? And it'd be like super like very liberal. Very, very, very. Like I have liberal friends, but like the crazy ones in New York City. They'd be like, what is this? Can I lift with you? I'm like, oh, this is the Wuhan Training Facility. Follow us on Instagram. And they'd be like, what the fuck? And just piece the fuck out of there. Because a gym was a commodity to come by.
Yeah.
In New York City. And people
And you had it outside.
yeah, and it was just right there. And like people would try to come up and lift with us all the time, but there's only so much shit. So like we'd be like, no man, like it's just like a small group of us. And they'd ask what it was called and we'd be like, Wuhan Training Facility. And they'd be like, fuck you guys. People would call the police on us all the time because we were outside working out. It was so stupid.
How stupid was COVID?
In New York City, it was extremely stupid.
Like the most...
It It was bizarre, bro. It was like you would have a little card to go places, to eat dinner, and then like you take the mask off at your chair and then put it on to go there. In my building, they were trying to make us wear masks in the building, and I was like, hey, I didn't sign a lease that said this, so I'm not doing it. And they just sort of like accepted that as fate. And oh god, I'm gonna get canceled again for saying this. So I was in fuck you guys. So I was in the elevator. There's this woman that's shaped like Grimace that is in my building, and she lives above me, so I get on the elevator and I don't have a mask on, and we're going down, and I'm on like the 20 something floor. So there's like a ride, and she goes, "Where's your mask at?" And I was just fucking over it. Like this was like week 3. I'm fucking irritated. I had a bad day. I look at her and I say, why did you choose now to start thinking about your health? Ghost says nothing. The whole rest of the ride, it stops like 4 more fucking times. I'm like, this is so bad.
So awkward.
So bad. And so the door opens and she just fucking like waddles over the front desk and starts bitching to he's one of my good friends. Like I talk to him all the time. Starts bitching to him. She's like, do you know what he said to me on the elevator? She has an English accent too. It's just horrible, bro. She's just going off and off and off. Do you know what he said to me on the elevator? And I just couldn't help but just I was laughing so hard I was crying. And I just went about my day, whatever I was doing. And I came back and he was like, bro, it was so hard to not laugh at that shit. Good dude. He was a good dude. Yeah, she's a fucking maniac.
I think that's when I decided I don't want to go back to New York.
Yeah.
To see what they did during COVID.
Dude, it was so fucking
so many
dumb.
So many smart people.
It was and it was just for so long. So like I started dating my now girlfriend. She lived in Florida. I lived in New York. And it's like I would go visit her in fucking Tallahassee. Because in Tallahassee we could go into a restaurant and go into a gym and none of that. It's like they closed the gyms down, bro. Like, do you know how fucked up that is? To like not be able to go work out. Like people were going nuts. The girl that I was dating was like, she went nuts. She was a dancer, like not that kind of dancer.
Nice.
But like, no, she like danced.
Nice.
Like a
nice, yeah.
dance
Like,
classes.
Nice dance.
And worked out she was crazy. She had to like go to the gym and then do her dance class and like 10,000 steps a day. She was like had to do that to get it, get her head right. And she went nuts because she couldn't do any of that shit and just could like walk outside and that was it. I don't know. People were going crazy. I was going crazy. That's why I built a gym. I was like, I need to fucking do something.
Would you call it the Wuhan gym?
Well, we had to. Otherwise, it might have gotten too popular. We made an Instagram for it and everything. It was so funny. But that's why we called it the Wuhan Press, because the only way I could bench during the Wuhan training facility days was to. Yeah, I have so many videos. I guess I can't pull them up now of us. We moved it to the pier because we made a deal with the dude that ran the pier, and he wanted to work out with us. He wanted to work out, but we didn't have a place to move the gym because we kept getting banned from spots. Yeah. And he was like, if you put it here and let me work out, it's fine. And so we had all of our shit set up on the gym, on the pier, and it was beautiful. It'd be like 7 o'clock, the sun's going down, like you're deadlifting, looking out at the Hudson River. It was my favorite time I've ever worked out. It was during COVID. It was awesome.
Fuck COVID. I'm glad it's over, and I'm glad people know what's going on. And hopefully we don't have to do it again. Don't be a sheep. Watch Goob. Open up your mind. I think that's really what it is.
Fuck yeah.
And if you guys aren't following Goob, at Goob_U2 because you, one, got banned. Go check him on Instagram. It's literally one of my favorite accounts, if not my absolute favorite account to follow, because I think it's hilarious.
I love that, bro.
Thank you for coming on the show. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you next time. And we'll definitely have Goob back again soon.
I'll be back ASAP.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody.